Welcome to another episode of RateOrRoast My Rig. I'm feeling fruity and we should just get straight on to the roasting and maybe a little rating as well. Rig number 1. Oh boy. Okay. Well, my first thought is nice little setup. I love the rock star sign so you can remind yourself that you're a rock star in your bedroom. A bedroom rock star, if I may. You also have a clock. That's the state of California. I don't know why you would have that. Big Metallica flag, an old ass crate. You got a little Yamaha THR amp. Great amp. The acoustic guitar, so you can break out into Wonderwall for grandma at any time. And you have some metal guitars. Pretty standard, run of the mill. Your floor's clean though. Pedal board, or your pedals are on a pedal board. I like that. You're also right next to a dresser, which tells me that this is probably a room that you're renting, or this is a room in your aforementioned grandma's house, so you can play her a song. Maybe you pay your rent by playing her songs on the acoustic guitar. It makes total sense. 3 out of 5 beards. This is a great setup. Now, I love the Supro amps. I'm a big fan of Supro. You have your Paul Reed Smith custom. I think is that an SE? I don't think that's an SE. Yeah, it might be an SE. No, I don't know. Whatever. You have a Strat. You definitely are some kind of money-making business guy that has good taste in gear, but you only play with this gear every once in a while. Most of the time it sits just like this and people aren't allowed to touch it or even look in its general direction. But you have it on display in what's probably your front room, your living room, because there's a couch right next to your stuff and you have your guitar polish there, that Dunlop 65 guitar body polish. For when someone does inadvertently touch the guitar, you can immediately clean it. I know you, man. It's all good. There's no need to be ashamed, but I know your type. But either way, I'm gonna give your rig 3.5 out of 5 beards. Oh man. Okay, so this one's another panic attack. I'm gonna call this panic attack rig something. What a mess of cables all over the floor. Come on, take some pride, man. You have your Cowboys from Hell wall. You have a Kill 'Em All little moniker thing on the Explorer guitar. You have a couple of different Explorers. You have an Iron Maiden signature Jackson Strat. You have a Vantage Les Paul, a Squire Shredmaster or whatever those are called. A Chapman Ghost Fret. Your JCM 2000 is cool, and your Mode 4 Marshall is pretty cool. You have the calendar on the wall, so you know how many days it's been since you last had a date, which has probably at this point been about 5 years, judging by your rig. And there's a little skylight, so you can tell what time of day it is, even though that's kind of irrelevant because clearly I don't think you work at anything, including your cable management. But I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and give your rig 2 out of 5 beards. Ah, yes. I like to call this studio a Craigslist studio. I call it a Craigslist studio because these are the kinds of photos you see on Craigslist that are like, dude, you can come to my studio, guys. Bro, you wanna come? You wanna record your band? I got you. I'm running some $200 Yamaha monitors. I have my dad's old rack underneath the desk and I have some old equipment in it. And you know, I have some Black Star stuff, and I have these sound panels on the wall that don't actually do anything, but I vacuumed, and I have that plastic thing that the office seat goes on. So I'm legit. I'm a real studio guy, man. And the centered microphone on display. Is that a centered microphone? That is a centered microphone. Yeah, you have pedals on display. What the hell's that? Craigslist studio. I don't like Craigslist studios, but I would still give your setup 3 out of 5 beards. This must be at some kind of a school, or maybe you just make lunches. Maybe you make the school lunches for the kids, and this is in the back of the cafeteria or something. I'm not really sure. That flooring says school cafeteria to me. I don't know why, but you have a really crappy Bugera setup. Cool Ibanez. Cool Gibson Les Paul with P90s. I back P90s. You have a piece of plywood as some sort of an art piece or something on the wall. I don't really understand that. but I love the color orange on the door that probably goes to the gymnasium or something. But overall, I'd give your rig 2.5 out of 5 beards. Ah, more clutter, sick. Okay, well, we have a bunch of pedals over on the right-hand side shelf. We have some empty guitar hangers. We have a big old poster of who I believe is, I don't know who's playing that Strat. And I don't know who that dude is next to that Strat poster, but you have a Dean Guitars flag on the right-hand side. You have a Pantera poster behind your amps. You got a Marshall, cool Marshall, I like the Vox, I like the Avatar cab, I like the Strat. You have a Jay Unger Ibanez Iceman, dude. And if that's real, that's one of the most rare guitars we've ever had on Rate or Roast My Rig. And also, if you ever want to sell it, you should call Dad. And just because I want to butter you up, I'm going to give you 5 out of 5 beards. Dude, okay, you have an upside down cross on a piece of tape on your expression pedal to your 10-year-old Boss processor. You have an ancient Electrica, guitar from what I believe is the 70s. You have a Boss heavy metal and an MXR carbon copy. Dude, I can smell the spilt bong water in that rug. I swear to God I can. The 412 is ancient. The JCM 800 is pretty sick. And also, why do you need to mark where your preamp gain is on that 800 with a piece of tape and a little slash? You ain't on tour. Roadies aren't setting your stuff up. You are, because you're not going anywhere. You don't go anywhere with this rig, I promise. Why is your board in a case? That's so weird. I bet that fits your bong though, and your weed stash. That's what that case fits, doesn't it? 3 out of 5 beards. Ah, yes. I love this rig. This is what I call a mom and dad rig. Not because mom and dad play it, but because mom and dad paid for it. That's right. Nice fenders, really cool fender. I mean, you know, you have a Squier, but you have a Gibson. I don't even know what kind of Gibson that is, but it's a Gibson. You have a Fender Duo Sonic, and you have a Tele, and you have a Helix, and you have an orange 212, and you have an orange Dual Terror right next to your bed that mom and dad let you sleep in because it's at their house. I'm not wrong. You can't tell me I'm not wrong, because I'm not wrong. I know this setup. But nonetheless, judging on strictly the gear, I definitely give this a solid 4 out of 5 beards. And that does it for this episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. Feel free to send an email on over to rateorroast@gmail.com, and maybe your rig will be on a future episode. Fluff is out. Wow, another video gone by. Hope it was pretty good. I mean, it's probably pretty good. But if it wasn't, awkward, right?